I've grown all this watercress from seed. You can see the vast roots on the back. That's what I like about these planters, is you get the roots from the actual plant and you gather them like that all around, so you're not losing too much. You pull them in and then you put them back into the little hole that's in, and you push, and then at the top here you see you got your plant come out. There you have it. It's got all that there. So I've got 4. I'm going to plant 5 out. Just keeping these guys in this bit of water here, keeping them nice and damp. And this floats because it's polystyrene, so it doesn't sink. There's nutrients and mud and stuff in there. I know Ducky likes watercress. Come for a walk, mate. Good boy. Watercress is a hell of a healthy plant. It's got so much goodness. If you just do your research on it, you'll find out what I'm talking about. It's actually a superfood. So that's my boundary peg. So this side is my old landlord Murray's side, but this side is my side, and it sort of goes in a line straight down to there. So on this side of it, it's my part of the stream that runs down there. Not that I think that Murray would mind me planting watercress on his side, but it just means I don't have to ask him and I can freely plant it knowing I'm on my own land. So that's why I'm going to head and put these guys in. We'll just keep an eye and see how they go. You can see there's a bit of swampland, it's wet. It does dry out in the summer. If we don't get enough rain, I'll have to go down and water them. But we'll see how we get on. There's normally a little bit of water down here. I'm going to probably make silage out of this grass, baleage, like Murray's got over there. Probably the best thing to do with the grass. That way you've got it for the winter if you've got stocking, which I probably will have by then. You see it's up to my knees, so it's nearly time to cut it. There he comes. Good boy. So I can see a pukeko flying out of there, and that's going to be my problem, pukekos. They are so destructive, they'll probably destroy it before it even gets a chance to grow. Oh well, it's an experiment. I'm pretty sure that's wild cat poo. Well, this looks like a good environment for watercress. Good root system on that. I'd say there's enough water there for him to live, but time will tell. What I'm hoping is that there's so much food source in here, along here, that the birds may, like, you know, chew 1 or 2 of the watercress I'm planting, like this one here, but there'll also be so much food that there'll be 1 or 2 of these to survive big enough to get some size on it. Got 1 there, 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, and we're going to put 1 more in here. And what I like about this is it's, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a sort of a gravelly sound at the bottom of that, and that's what, like, watercress and wasabi apparently like, is they like to have a sort of a gravel bottom as well. So hopefully that's going to be enough for him to grow down there. Got a lot of other stuff around. Yep, there's lots of stones in the bottom, just so they can get a foothold and get their root system going before the pukekos and the ducks peck them all. Oh, time will tell. Come on, mate. Let's go back. Come on. Come on. When I bought this bit of land, I also inherited this old building, this bit of treasure. But it's been used for storing all sorts of stuff, old fencing and, oh, there's old horse stuff. That's not mine, all that horse stuff there. Just been left behind, previous people. But also in here is treasure, like that. Treasure. And what I'm thinking is, if we cut that in half, we could plant watercress in that and we could put water in it. What do you think? I think we could. I also inherited this old shed. It's pretty much bulldozer material, but it's where I keep my boat. Keeps the boat dry. And look, this old reciprocating saw. I use it for splitting down animals, but I reckon that will go through that pipe. You guys thinking what I'm thinking? Well, in theory it was a good idea, but I can't tell if I'm cutting the veranda. And my mate built that veranda and that deck, and I think I need to think of something smarter than that, because I reckon I'm going to fuck it. So before I go any further, I'm going to set it out differently, because that was a bit dumb. Done. Yes, I like it. And what I really love is these fat ends, because that means that you can go like this. You put this end here and that fat bit there like that. Perfect, absolutely perfect. The idea will be to have this screwed onto here, and so it goes slightly down, so I can put water at one end and it can go right to the other and then trickle out, and I won't have holes in this, so it'll always have water in it, or some water in it, and then come out, and maybe we'll have a pump or something that recycles. At this stage it's just to get them planted out so they're in a better environment. So I need some roof screws to put that in. And look what I found down here at the back of the yard. I knew I had something down here. Look at this. An old piece of the same pipe. And it's got these ends on it. So you could have an end, like half an end. You could have that to turn up. It's an old bit of sewage pipe, same stuff. So I can actually cut some more out, make it even longer. Sweet. Awesome. Nice. So what do we got here? We've got two halves that have got the open end, and this one's, well, that's got standard at both ends. Right, I need to cut that one in half. That way I can join it onto one of these, and I can join the other half onto the other one, because if I use those two together, I won't be able to do any joins, will I? Right, we'll split it then. I'm trying to get these screws as close to the top as I can. Come on, mate, get in there. There we go. The reason I want them close to the top is it just keeps it reasonably flush. Do I need to brace it or not? This stuff's bloody hard, this pipe, but I might stick a piece of wood underneath, just in there. So I'm going to have another piece joined on, and then another piece running back down on the slope coming back to, you'll see what I'm talking about when I get there. Which is not bad. That's our crimped bit that goes wider. It's beautiful after the rain out here. Looks like my rocket's starting to seed already. Getting a really good crop of mandarins this year. Gonna have heaps of apples. Got our second one in here. And what I've done is I've put a wee support under here, just where the two join. So we get a, you can take the weight, and the water will go down here, and it will turn around and will come back underneath this way. So we're after something long and something treated. Some of this timber's treated, some's not. What's that there? That's treated. How long's that? And can we get it out of there? That's what I wanted, that there. Beautiful, perfect. Hey Bruno, you reckon that'll work, mate? It's just doing nothing. We'll take that. Nice one. So we've got that nailed at this end here, and for now we're just going to put it on there. And what I want to find out is, I want to find out if there's going to be enough run of water going that way. We know that it can clearly tell us it's going down, and just even the rain that's come, there's water dripping off there. But if I have a pipe going underneath it, going back, I want it so the water runs off. So I'm just going to sit that in there, like this. Just sit it there before I nail anything in, and put some water in it. Because all this land here is on an angle, so I can't really tell. Ooh, is you right? Yep. Okay, just going to squirt some water in there and see which way it's going to go. Ah, it's not. It's actually running out this end too. I thought I had it dropping down enough. Just shows you. Water finds its own level. So I've actually got to come down further, or at least bring this end up. And I think I'm going to, looking at this here, I'm going to actually go down further. And I'm going to nail this here on the outside of that wood because it's actually going in too far as well. It's starting to disappear underneath that. I don't want the plants missing out on the sun. I was hoping we could rest it on that block, but we didn't quite land it big enough. I can fix that. Rightio. What do you reckon, Bruno? Before I drive this nail all the way home, I want to test this again and see whether we're going to get 4 going the other way. And there it goes. She's away. Beautiful. Right, we'll finish that off. That guy's going to slide into there, like that. Beautiful. And right down like that. Hallelujah for the old roof and gutter screws, eh? Because they've got that little rubber bit that seals. So this piece here at the top, we're going to smash this on. And then we're going to roof and gutter that in there somehow. Like that. Too fucking easy. Right. At this end here, we're going to get this sucker. And this is just going to ensure that our water that comes out the end here goes in there and doesn't just tip out the end of that. So we're going to slide that sucker up in there. She looks a bit rough, but hey, the thing is it going to work? Are there any leaks? Is the water going to go down there and just piss all over the ground, or is it going to... Looks a bit rough on the outside, but what's it like in there? I think it's going to be alright actually. We'll stick a bit of dirt in and see if that works. And then we'll plant our watercress. I reckon that's going to be good. She is rough, but we need a bucket at the end, don't we? Because that's where the last bit of water goes out. Something we can capture, and maybe I'll plant a fern at the end. Take this little plant down here and stick it in so it gets watered all the time. I don't know yet, haven't decided. The other thing we could do is we could have a wee trough where it circulates and goes back to the top and goes round and round and have a windmill that pumps it. I don't know. First thing I want is a bit of gravel on there because I know it needs some gravel at the bottom. You're not making it easy, mate. Can we go away, please? Away you go. Good boy. Go on, away you go. I'm trying to work here. This is actually left over from the garage, but geez, that bloody shovel's seen better days, isn't it? Guess you call it a spade, not a shovel. It's a bit fucked. Anyway. Before I put my gravel on here, I need to check that water's actually going to run and not leak in any of these joins, which it could do. And it may not come back down, it might fall out the end, so we'll just test it now and see exactly what happens. A bit of a leak there, okay, well, that's that in there, righto, that's alright. We'll put the water in from here. There goes the water now. What's it going to do? Oh yeah, no, she's good. It's coming down alright. That's bloody good. Nice. Into the bucket. So there's a little bit here. I could put some dirt and shit in that maybe. Or I could just introduce the water here. That'll work though. That'll work good. My last bag of potting mix. I hope to make my own stuff soon with compost and dirt and stuff. Look at the worms living under that. We're nearly there, Bruno. Just about there, mate. Just about, mate. Not far to go. These the spades got a wee serrated edge on one side. That's handy, isn't it? Very handy. It's a good day for dealing with the stuff with the rain coming down like there is right now, because it means that everything gets sort of dampened down, not breathing in all that particles of shit. That's what we want. Nice potting mix. So we're going to lay that right along the whole thing, and that'll be to put our watercress in. We'll start at the top first. Nice soil. Well, it's 7 o'clock at night and there's my babies, and they are going to get planted out before it gets dark. And the rain's coming down. That's where our water goes in. Our dirt with the gravel underneath, right down there to the other end, and back down here again. So how many plants have we got to plant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sevens are 35. 18 and 17. Before we do that, we're just going to make this all wet. And you guys, so you come out easy. So the stones underneath here, the idea is you water it, the water goes down and it goes underneath all the stones that these are sitting on. These are sitting on this stuff that's in the bottom of the barrow. These stones here. And hopefully that's enough for this to drain off. It may not be, it may clog up and overflow. I don't know yet because I'm making it up as I go along, but I'm pretty sure that the laws of physics is that water always finds its own level, and that'll be down on that hard plastic. I want to get this really saturated before I start planting, just to give them a good start. The watercress really likes a lot of water. They'll grow right in water. It's actually not leaking back out here. I thought it would, so I'm thinking it's probably already like travelling underneath, going down. You can actually see the water is dripping out this end, which is good. So it is draining off underneath the soil. Happy days. Well, that's a start anyway. Still running down there. Nice. That's what I wanted. Getting just about all of the root system of the plant. Come on, baby, itch come. That's it. Watercress. Well, I've actually got a creek not far from here where I do harvest that, but here I'll have my own supply now. And well, hopefully I do. I don't know. We're just seeing. You know, I've never grown it before. It's a first for me, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Time will tell. But that looks nice and moist for this plant. Let all your roots down there, buddy. It's not as deep as I would like it, but hey, it's out of recycled old bit of toilet drainage pipe, and I think it's going to grow. I think what's going to happen is it's going to spread its roots along the bottom here in the gravel, and I'm going to put fertilizer in this so each plant, you know, gets all the nutrients and stuff that washes down. Well, that's it finished, folks. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Time will tell. It's pretty saturated with water, but that's what watercress likes. Got a bit of shingle at this end here just to stop the dirt going out. There's a lot of moisture in here, and time will tell. I reckon it'll work, but come back to this in maybe 6 weeks and see if it's growing. There's a root system there. Ducky thinks it's cool, don't you, Ducky? Because there's water at this end here. Obviously it is draining out. The water's going out. It's very slowly at this end here because the bucket's got some water in it. But if it drains enough, time will tell. It doesn't matter if it doesn't drain too much, because even like this, these plants actually live in water. So I'm a little bit half on the fence if it's gonna work, but what do you guys reckon? You reckon it'll grow watercress or not? Don't know. The idea will be hopefully that the irrigation on this here will just be very slow. It trickles down and goes back through and keeps everything wet and moist. So I won't water it for a while, just leave it and see what happens, and fill it up at one end every so often, and hopefully that'll work. Anyway, that was my my video on making your own watercress planters. I'm not going to say try it out yourself, because it might not work. Come back to me in a few weeks, and if it does work, then try it out. Let me be the test guinea pig to test it out on. Thanks for watching. Be good, can't be good, be careful, and we'll see you in the next Clay Tall Stories video. See you later. Right, time to walk dogs. I'm pleased with that. I reckon it's going to work. Good feeling about it.